welcome to this episode of Have You Seen? Today we are talking about Shaun of the Dead.
What's he do? Just say base or freeze. What a tip.
Have you seen Shaun of the Dead?
Yes, I have seen Shaun of the Dead.
Do you remember the first time you saw it?
Yes, it was on TV. On ITV3, 2.
Oh, really?
It's always on ITV.
Is it?
Always on there.
You do know the front door was open again last night.
Shaun of the Dead. Have you seen Shaun of the Dead?
Yes.
Who's your favourite character in Shaun of the Dead?
I think it probably is their flatmate. What is his name? Steve? Or is it Nick?
Which one are we talking about?
The one who the guy who they live with.
Pete?
Yeah,
Pete.
Pete.
I admit, he can be pretty funny on occasion. Like that time we stayed up all night drinking apple schnapps and playing Tekken 2.
When was that?
That was 5 years ago. When's he going home?
Pete, did you know Pete, the guy who plays Pete, I've forgotten his name, someone will put in the comment section what his name is, actually does the voice of Darth Maul in Star Wars and other things I learned today, but I've forgotten them already.
Scarred me for life, that film.
Star Wars Phantom Menace scarred her for life.
It did. I just think it's funny because he's like such
A prick.
a prick, yeah.
Pete! Oi, prick! He's not in.
And then
He's not. In theory, he's not. Shaun and Ed are actually the pricks.
Yeah.
And this guy's trying to go about his life. And he's got to deal with these two coming home drunk, leaving the front door open. And we've learned that Shaun is the one that leaves the front door open.
Yeah.
Because when he goes to the shop, there's a scene where he goes from the living room to the shop and doesn't notice any of the zombies or anything like that. And it's all done in one take, which is really good because it's just one continual shot and back to the house. He leaves the door open. You can see it when he's sitting down that the door is slightly ajar. So it's Shaun, not Ed.
And the front door is open again!
What was your favourite scene in Shaun of the Dead?
my favourite scene is probably that one where he goes just going about his day, and he doesn't notice any of the zombie stuff. I think it's clever
Yeah.
in a way of like actually how self-obsessed people are. It's like a comment on, I mean, it would probably be worse now because someone would just be on their phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're just like, no, look at the zombies. Sure, look at the zombies.
He doesn't.
He never does.
Yeah, I like that scene as well. I think that's up there with one of my favourites. My favourite is the bit where Daffs, the guy, gets all angry and he's like had enough and he thinks he's going to leave and run away from the pub, and he moves away from the pub and oh, it's going to be fine. Then they break through and pull him out and then pull him apart, and I was like, look at that, because that reminded me of the original film Dawn of the Dead, when the guy's in the lift and he gets his insides, everything pulled out, because obviously Shaun of the Dead is a spoof, a homage to Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, and George A. Romero obviously saw it and liked it so much that he got Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright to be in Land of the Dead as a couple of zombies.
Oh.
But according to the internet, that when Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright were speaking to George on the phone, they said that they added the bits...
We're coming to get you, Barbara!
which is from the original Night of the Living Dead.
Oh.
And he didn't remember it. He didn't remember his own film, his own writing, that he had put that in. And it's such a big thing that people now say, like, I even call you and say, I'm coming to get you, Barbara. And her name's not Barbara. It's not at all.
Right.
Would you buy Shaun of the Dead on 4K Special Edition?
I'm so sorry, Philip.
Why? What have you done now?
I probably would.
Yeah, so fair enough.
I feel like it is just a film that, I mean, it's not that long, is it?
No, it's a little bit over 90 minutes, I guess.
It's just one that you can put on and just watch and be like, yeah, that was a great film.
Fair enough.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I enjoyed that film as well. I like the gore and how it's It's very silly. It's very British. It's very Simon Pegg Edgar Wright. Well, back then they're not doing that sort of thing. It's very spaced because obviously it was kind of based on an episode of Spaced that it did with zombies and stuff.
And isn't the woman in space the one who he meets?
Yeah, she's the flatmate in Spaced.
Yeah.
Shaun,
Yvonne.
how's it going?
Surviving.
I enjoyed Shaun of the Dead greatly and will recommend it to everyone who is over the age of 15.
Yeah.
If you are under the age of 15, you're not allowed to watch Shaun of the Dead. Not yet. Don't know why I said that like that.
Don't point that gun at my mum!
Shaun, calm down!
Don't point that gun at Barbara!
It don't exacerbate things!
Which character did you really hate?
Oh.
Oh, a hard one.
I kind of hated Liz because I felt like she wasn't doing anything either, so why is she giving Shaun such a hard time?
Yeah, true.
Like, really?
Calling it, have you booked a table?
Book your own table.
Book your own table. You want to go out for a restaurant? Book your own table.
Exactly. I felt like, obviously she had to be there as a plot device, but I felt like it would have been better if he had just not had to spend so much time on her.
Fair
And he
enough.
could have had more funny conversations with Ed.
Yeah. The character I didn't like the most would have been Ed's mum. I just think it was nothing, you know. They could have had let's say his parents, so they didn't need them both. They could have got rid of one of them. They could have been there and been killed by zombies. Obviously, one of them and both of them are. But I think they dragged on a little bit too long with them. That's all. Like the whole, what we need to do is go get Mum, kill Philip, and they did that too many times, I think.
Yeah, but that's kind of like an old Family Guy thing when they do things for too long.
Oh yeah, Family Guy do things for too long.
Yeah, like it's funny, and then they go on for slightly too long, and you're like, enough.
Enough. Like this episode. That has been our little quick review on Shaun of the Dead. If you've seen it, don't forget to hit like because it helps the algorithm and it sends it out to other people. If you haven't seen Shaun of the Dead, make sure you watch it. It's highly recommended by us and other people. If you ask someone that has seen it, that isn't us. They were like, yeah, it's a good film. If that doesn't happen, move away from that person.
Slowly.
Which is a good idea. Thanks for watching. Until next time, we'll see you later.
You got red on you.
You've got red on you. Thanks for watching our episode. Don't forget to hit subscribe and you can watch the next video somewhere around here.